Baltimore, Ohio, Delaware, and Hudson, Lackawanna railroads are mighty good roads. Oh, it opened up new country clear across the USA. The puffin', snortin' iron horse rolling merrily on its way, merrily on its way. Chesapeake, Ohio, Kansas City, Southern, Pennsylvania railroads are mighty good roads. But the greatest of the railroads joined the East and Wild Wide West. The Central and Union Pacific combined at Promontory. Yes, sirree. What a glorious day to see, linking the East and West in one great country.
May 10th, 1869.
Are you the American adventurer? We're having trouble over in Utah. There's a big welcome in Promontory to celebrate the joining of the Coast to Coast Union Pacific Railroad. The train's stuck 5 miles out of Promontory. We need an engineer, fast.
That's you, adventurer. Get on your pony and we'll ride like the wind to the Union Pacific Railroad.
There's the train, adventurer. Pull up alongside the engine. Here we are. Hop down and climb into the engineer's cab. Good work. Sound the whistle to clear the track. Now, pull down hard on the throttle. We have to hit top speed if we're going to make Promontory on time. Shovel some more coal in the firebox to help build up steam. Good work. We're hitting top speed now. We're coming to a tunnel in the mountain. Sound the whistle. Was exciting, wasn't it? Promontory is right around this next bend. Sound the whistle so they'll know we're coming.
Hey, they made it!
Good work, adventurer. You brought the train in on time to make history. Here comes the mayor of Promontory to welcome you.
On behalf of the citizens of this great state of Utah, I welcome you. Promontory, on this historic day, May 10th, 1869, the East is joined by rail with the West. Because of your heroic deeds, I now bestow on you the glorious honor of driving in the very last spike made of pure gold. I now hand you the silver sledgehammer with which to drive in the gold spike.
Take the sledgehammer.
And now let us all join hands as a spike is driven.
Now, drive in the spike.
The deed is done! By the joining of these two railroads across this great country of ours, I now proclaim this new railroad, from this day forward, shall be known as the Union Pacific.
Good work, American adventurer. You've driven in the spike that helped join America by rail.
Baltimore, Ohio, Delaware, and Hudson, Lackawanna railroads are mighty good roads. Oh, Oh, it opened up new country clear across the USA. The puffin', snortin' iron horse rolling merrily on its way, merrily on its way. Chesapeake, Ohio, Kansas City, Southern, Pennsylvania Railroads are mighty good roads. But the greatest of the railroads joined the East and Wild Wide West. The Central and Union Pacific combined at Promontory. Yes, sirree. What a glorious day to see, linking the East and West in one great country. A bicycle has a bell, ring, ring, ring. A horse has a bell, ring, ring, ring. A telephone has a bell, ring, ring, ring. But in this song we're gonna sing about another bell, a most important bell as well. Alexander Graham Bell, he was born across the sea in a land called Bonnie, Scotland. Then to Canada he came, teaching mutes he made his name, till he settled in Boston, there to win world fame. For it was there he invented the telephone. All his life he was interested in speech and sound, and what a grand day that was after years of tireless toil. His telephone worked and he was world renowned. Alexander Graham Bell, born afar across the sea, like so many foreign-born Americans, he brought his genius and his heart and became a vital part in the glory of this country.
February 14th, 1876.
Adventurer, America needs a telephone. Alexander Graham Bell is working on it right now here in Boston, and he needs your help.
Hello there. I'm Alexander Graham Bell. Come on in.
Let's go into his laboratory.
Adventurer, this is my laboratory. Over here you can see I have several gadgets. There's a big pile of batteries. Here are some magnets, and over here is something I want to show you. This is a magnetic gadget I've been working on for little children who can't hear very well. We'll make them hear better. Now, I think that maybe we can use this same magnetic principle to invent the telephone. But I can't tell if it works unless I have someone else on the other end of the line to talk to me. Do you think you can help me out and be my assistant?
Tell him you can do it, Adventurer.
Very good. Now, here is the earpiece. Hold that up to your ear.
Take it, Adventurer. Hold it up to your ear.
Now, here is the mouthpiece. Hold that in front of your mouth so that it will pick up the sound waves of your voice.
Hold it up to your mouth, Adventurer.
Do you see this big coil of wire that's attached to your telephone? Well, I'm going to uncoil this wire into the next room and hook it to the telephone on my end. When I speak into my mouthpiece, the sound waves of my voice will move through the air and beat upon a vibrating disc in my mouthpiece.
That's like beating on a drum, Adventurer.
The vibrating disc magnetically transforms these sound waves into electricity, which travels along the wire to the earpiece at your end.
Do you understand that, Adventurer?
Then the electricity of my voice makes the vibrating disc in your earpiece move against the air, and there will be sound waves of my voice that you can hear.
This is exciting, Adventurer.
After I close the door, you won't be able to hear me unless my voice comes to you over the wire. Now, I'll close the door.
Listen carefully, Adventurer, for any sounds from Professor Bell. That's not his voice yet. He's just hooking up the wires. Keep listening carefully.
76.
Tell Professor Bell to try again. He's not clear yet. He's changing the wires. Listen again.
1876.
He's going to give you today's date. Tell him to keep trying.
14th, 1876.
He almost has it.
This is February 14th, 1876.
That's it, adventurer. Tell him you heard him loud and clear.
I heard you clearly too, adventurer. We've done it.
Good work, American adventurer. You've been an assistant to Alexander Graham Bell and helped give America the telephone.
A bicycle has a bell, ring, ring, ring. A horse has a bell, ring, ring, ring. A telephone has a bell, ring, ring, ring. But in this song we're gonna sing about another bell, a most important bell as well. Alexander Graham Bell, he was born across the sea in a land called Bonnie, Scotland. Then to Canada he came, teaching mutes he made his name, till he settled in Boston, there to win world fame. For it was there he invented the telephone. All his life he was interested in speech and sound, and what a grand day that was after years of tireless toil. His telephone worked and he was world renowned. Alexander Graham Bell, born afar across the sea, like so many foreign-born Americans, he brought his genius and his heart and became a vital part in the glory of this country. The Wright brothers were right. The Wright brothers were right. They wanted to fly way up high in the sky, and they said that they would, so they tried till they could. The Wright brothers were right. The Wright brothers just knew. They worked on their dream of a flying machine till that day finally came and they flew. Now men have always wanted to fly and to soar up high in the sky. Since time began, the history of man is filled with his failures in trying to fly. But one day at Kitty Hawk, two brothers made it come true. They flew their machine for the whole world to view, and whenever you see a plane in flight, it proves Wilbur and Orville Wright were right.
December 17th, 1903.
Here we are in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. Button up your jacket, adventurer. It's chilly out here in the morning air. There's Wilbur and Orville Wright coming this way.
Hello there, American adventurer. My name is Orville, and this is my brother Wilbur.
Howdy.
My brother Wilbur and I have been working on a newfangled invention called the airplane. And we got it working pretty well, except we can't get it off the ground. Can you give us a hand?
Say yes, adventurer.
Good. We sure need you. Now let's go over to the airplane. Wilbur and I made this plane out of wooden crates and old bicycle parts. Now this is what we call a biplane. That means it has two wings.
You see that, adventurer?
In the back there is the rudder.
That steers the plane, adventurer.
Up front we have an engine and a propeller. Adventurer, Wilbur and I have designed this airplane like a box kite. Do you know why a box kite flies? When you run along the ground, pulling a kite behind you, the wind rushes under the kite and pushes it up into the air.
Have you ever done that, adventurer?
Well, instead of running along the ground with this airplane, we're going to try a new way to get it up into the air. That's why we have the engine turning the propeller up front. We're going to make the propeller pull the plane along the ground fast enough so that the wind rushing under the wings will lift the airplane into the air and we'll fly. Right, Wilbur?
Right, Orville.
When we take off, I'll be lying on my stomach on the bottom wing. But just before we take off, Wilbur will be back with the rudder holding down the tail. So you see, we need an extra hand to spin the propeller and get that engine going.
You can do that, adventurer. Hop up next to the engine.
Now, I'll climb up here and lie down on the lower wing by the controls. You ready on the tail, Wilbur?
Ready?
All right, adventurer. Now, when I say contact, spin that propeller as hard as you can. Then climb up with me, and we'll be off.
Ready on the tail, Orville.
Ready on the controls, Wilbur. 1, 2, 3, contact!
Spin that propeller, adventurer. We're moving. We're in the air. We're flying. Good work, American adventurer. You've flown with Wilbur and Orville Wright and helped America take to the air.
The Wright brothers were right. The Wright brothers were right. They wanted to fly way up high in the sky, and they said that they would, so they tried till they could. The Wright brothers were right. The Wright brothers just knew. They worked on their dream of a flying machine till that day finally came and they flew. Now men have always wanted to fly and to soar up high in the sky. Since time began, the history of man is filled with his failures in trying to fly. But one day at Kitty Hawk, two brothers made it come true. They flew their machine for the whole world to view, and whenever you see a plane in flight, it proves Wilbur and Orville Wright were right.
January 31st, 1958.
American adventurer, here we are in Cape Canaveral, Florida, at the United States Missile Test Center. This is the International Geophysical Year, which means that scientists from all over the world are cooperating with the United States in the greatest scientific effort ever attempted to successfully enter the space age by putting a scientific satellite into orbit around the Earth. There's the launching pad over there, and there's the 68-foot Jupiter C rocket with the Explorer 1 satellite on top, ready to go. We're in the control center, adventurer. Listen to the hum of activity. Do you see that tall, distinguished gentleman over there? That's Dr. Werner von Braun, and he's coming over to greet you.
Hello, adventurer. I am Dr. von Braun.
Say hello to Dr. von Braun.
I need you to command the control center. We are almost ready for the countdown, so I'll have to give you a very fast briefing.
Time X minus 50. Liquid fueling completed on first stage redstone. Solid fuel rocket thrusters secured to second and third stages.
Good. The fueling procedure is completed. We must hurry.
Follow Dr. von Braun, adventurer.
Now, adventurer, here's the situation. There are 4 stages to this Jupiter C rocket. The first stage will launch the rocket and carry it to a height of 50 miles.
Adventurer, ask Dr. von Braun, how fast does the first stage go?
Adventurer, at this point, the speed is about 5,000 miles per hour, and the empty first stage will be detached by radio and fall away. The remaining 3 stages will continue to coast like a stone thrown over a distance to a height of 250 miles.
Ask Dr. von Braun, when do I fire the next stage?
When attainment of the highest point is confirmed by tracking stations, the second, third, and fourth stages will be fired in rapid succession by radio to hurl the rocket's last stage into orbit. In order to achieve an orbit, the second, third, and fourth stages must fire in exactly horizontal direction.
Ask Dr. von Braun, how do we keep them flying straight?
In order to have them fly in a straight course, we spin up the 3 top stages prior to takeoff.
That's like spinning a rifle bullet, adventurer. It keeps them on course. Ask Dr. Von Braun, how fast does the last stage go?
Adventurer, at burnout, the last stage will have reached an orbital velocity of 18,000 miles per hour. With this speed, the rocket will fly horizontally, well above the atmosphere, so air drag won't slow it down. But the pull of Earth gravity will bend the flight path down. However, the speed of 18,000 miles per hour is so high that the Earth curves away underneath just as fast as the satellite tries to fall. As a result, the satellite keeps falling and falling all the way around the Earth until it arrives at the same point where it started. This unpowered flight path around the Earth is what we call an orbit.
That is exciting, adventurer. Do you understand everything so far?
Dr. Von Braun, you are needed in the observation center.
Good. We are almost ready. I'll quickly show you the control panels. The buttons on these panels will ready the entire 4-stage rocket and fire it on your command. I'm going to leave you in charge now to command the control center. Good luck, adventurer.
There he goes into the observation center. He'll speak to you again in a minute.
This is Dr. Von Braun, speaking to you on the intercommunication system from the observation center. You can see me through this large glass window at the end of the room.
Do you see him, adventurer?
Adventurer, I will remain here in the observation center to supervise all phases on closed circuit television. I will instruct you from here.
Pay close attention to Dr. Von Braun.
All personnel on station, please. From this point on, you will all take your orders from Adventurer in the control center.
Time X minus 40.
Adventurer, execute phase number 1 of the countdown check.
That's you, adventurer. Give the order, Phase 1.
Start gyroscopes. Check jet vanes.
Jet vanes, okay.
Spin up top stages.
Spin up activated. 100 RPM. 120 RPM. 150 RPM.
Range officer, please report if range is clear.
No ships or aircraft in firing range.
Adventurer, we may proceed.
Time X minus 20.
Adventurer, at precisely X minus 0, give the order firing command.
Adventurer, pay close attention. The final 10 seconds of the countdown is about to begin, and when you hear the word 0, give the order firing command.
Time X minus 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6.
Pressurized tanks.
4.
Activate ignition circuit.
2, 1, 0.
Say firing command.
This is Dr. Von Braun. Rocket well on course, 150 seconds after takeoff. We are about to detach the first stage.
Stand by, adventurer, to say detach first stage when you hear the order.
Detach first stage.
Apex at altitude of 250 miles. First stage detached.
Give the firing command for second stage.
Give the order fire second stage.
Second stage has fired.
Give the order fire third stage.
Third stage has fired.
This is the fourth and final stage, adventurer. This is the satellite itself. Give the order. Fire fourth stage.
Fourth stage has fired.
Everything looks really fine from here. Try to get velocity estimate from Antigua tracking station.
Come in, Antigua.
This is Antigua. Fourth stage velocity 19,124 miles per hour.
Looks like we made it, adventurer.
The satellite should now be within range of the California tracking stations. Mojave Desert Station, come in. Mojave Desert Station, come in. San Diego Station, come in. El Centro Station, come in.
This is San Diego. We've picked up the signal. Mojave, we've got it too. El Centro, strong signal. Take us in.
Adventurer, that's the coded radio signal from the satellite.
Gentlemen, Explorer 1 is in orbit and is sending a good, strong signal.
This is a great day for America, adventurer. Look, Dr. Von Braun is coming this way. He wants to thank you.
Adventurer, I'm proud to have worked with you. You did a good job. Would you like to be a scientist when you grow up?
Say yes, adventurer.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. America will be counting on you.
Dr. Von Braun, Washington is calling.
We are in contact with Washington. President Eisenhower wishes to talk personally to you and all the other young people of America.
That's the President of the United States. Tell the President to go ahead.
Thank you very much. As long as we have young people devoted with their hearts to doing these things, America cannot be anything but successful.
Good work, American adventurer. You've actually been a personal assistant to the famous Dr. Werner von Braun and have helped America enter the space age.